Coming up on today's show, childcare that's convenient for you, making the most of your leisure time and tackling those household chores, or at least getting someone else to tackle them for you.
We all know how easy teachers have it. Long holidays, finishing at 3. How many times have I heard that? But we know that if you've got children of your own, it can be a real struggle to get them to school or collect them from the childminders. Well, one school in Reading has found a way to help local teachers with their childcare.
Meet full-time teacher and mum Helga Major Rossi. She lives with husband Jeremy and 3 sons Dominic, Sebastian and Lawrence.
My husband gets up first because he's better in the mornings. I get up about 6:30, get myself ready and then get the boys ready. And then we set off about 7:30. I take Lawrence and my husband takes the boys to school for 9 o'clock.
So yeah, I mean, there's always a little bit of a traffic jam here, but I actually quite like it because it gives me time to think through what I have to do today.
It's a busy morning getting the children up and ready and then off to school and nursery. It's hard enough getting yourself together first thing.
We're going to see everybody.
But wouldn't it be nice if the school where you worked had childcare facilities on site? The teachers at Deanville Comprehensive School are lucky enough to have just that.
Nursery was first set up in about 1990 and it was really one of these self-help groups that started up. A couple of teachers in the school decided that they needed some childcare. There weren't any formal childcare facilities in the area, so they decided to set one up themselves. I think it's a reassurance to staff to know that their children are on site, and so if there are any difficulties they can just pop over and see them. I think it's made it far easier for people to come back into work who otherwise wouldn't have been able to come back into teaching.
I think the main problem is you have to go out of your way to drop a child off and then go out of your way again, you know, at the end of the day in the traffic to pick them up, and it makes your day that much longer.
The on-site nursery caters for the staff at this school and any other teachers working in the local area. And although it's open to the general public too, the staff get priority places. Sharing the site has benefits for the nursery too, because they also have access to the school's facilities.
Come and hold my hand, please, darling.
As well as being an important teacher retention scheme, the nursery is also good for the mums and dads, who are welcome there at any time of the day to give their child lunch or just for a cuddle. The convenience of the nursery is also handy for any mums who want to continue breastfeeding.
Basically, I teach at a primary school just around the corner from here, and the nursery's helped me to go back to work because they've been flexible, and without that I wouldn't have been able to carry on.
I'm ultimately responsible for the nursery, but actually I have one of my deputies who line manages it for me. Initially it was set up from a loan from the father-in-law of the 2 teachers who originally set it up. But the funding now has been formalised more, so it's actually part of the school funding. But we make sure that it doesn't adversely affect the school budget at all. It has to be self-funding. I think there are problems in terms of finances, and you've got to look at it really carefully when you're first starting out. And I think you've got to take the longer-term view and saying, right, when you're first starting out, well, it might take 4 or 5 years before it runs to budget.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday too. Aaron, give yourself a clap. Good boy, well done.
The rates at the nursery are very competitive in the local area. Full-time childminding costs £130 a week per child.
No.
It's not subsidised, but we keep the prices as low as possible, so we don't make a profit in the nursery. It is literally run just to support the teachers, because obviously if they've got lower cost childcare, then they can afford to return to work.
OK, Robert. I suppose if I had one wish, that would be a little bit more financial support for childcare. A lot of people probably don't return to work because they think it's just not worthwhile.
Okay, Patten bitte. Kannst du bitte die schwarze und goldliche einsammeln, ja? Alle bitte, ja? Okay.
And we need to have the money, don't we?
I think the nursery brings an extra dimension to the school, and from a personal point of view it's a safe haven for head teachers when they get hassled and frazzled with the daily events, and when you've had enough you can come over to the nursery, and who wouldn't have their mind taken off their problems when they come and can play with the 3 and 4 year olds for 5 or 10 minutes, and it just makes you remember what it's all about.
Juggling your childcare is one thing, but what about time for yourself? Time for a social life, a hobby?
My name's Kimberly and I'm a music teacher at Wharton High School, and I'm also assistant head of Year 9. See first what's going to come next. That's it. All right. On a Monday I teach all day, and then the rest of the week I do have a free period which I can catch up on Year 9 duties or do a bit of marking sometimes. And then I do rehearse on a Tuesday lunchtime with my samba band, and after school on a Wednesday with the string group, and after school on a Thursday with boys vocal. I do have lots of things to take on board during the day, and I find that I do need to relax when I get home at night. Playing the cello, I can lose myself in it completely. The music takes you to a different world, really. I'll grab 10 minutes if I can in school, if my cello's in school. I'll warm up before string practice. I'll play with the children just to get some extra practice in. I play in Salford Symphony Orchestra, and I go to rehearsals on a Wednesday night. I do try to make sure that all of my work that I need to be done for a Thursday, I try to make sure I've done it by a Tuesday evening, so that I don't have a lot to do on a Wednesday night. Playing in the orchestra is 2 hours of complete emotional and physical release. It's great when the brass are playing and the strings are scrubbing away, and you feel part of something really magical. There's no feeling like it on earth. It's really nice just to get out and be me rather than Mrs. Graham Holdsworth or Mummy or my wife. I'm just Kimberly, and I can go and just enjoy myself, really.
There's not enough time in the day to do everything we need to, especially around the house. So what do you do if there's no time for the boring household chores?
Whalley Range High School in South Manchester knows only too well that continual improvement takes a lot of dedication and hard work from the staff.
I think there's no other job like working in a school, and I think until people actually get to a school, they don't realise the pressures that people are under.
Well, basically, the main issue is time. For example, I start work at 7:45. I'm here between 7:45 and 8 o'clock in the morning, and I don't go home until between 6 o'clock and 6:30.
Why were her daughters not with her? What did we say? Hands up.
It's really, really difficult doing the normal everyday things like paying bills, taking your dry cleaning, doing the shopping, taking the car into the garage.
Frightened, combined with something else. A bit.
I've been in education myself over 30 years, and it's certainly been a lifelong difficulty for me balancing work and home, really. And so therefore I knew that the staff, under more pressure now than ever before, must be experiencing the same.
So we all know that you get home and there's 1,000,001 things to do. Enter Jill Appleby. For 6 months, the school has been running a new scheme to relieve the staff of their daily household chores. So alongside the day job and the general administrative tasks, Jill has taken on the role of butler and work-life balance coordinator.
It's open to all staff, and it's to help them with their everyday needs, if you like. If they want to bring their ironing in, the washing in, dry cleaning in, or if they would like me to go to the shops and collect anything for them. It's to save, so when they finish a day's work, they can just go straight home and don't have to worry about things like that. Hi Julie, what did you want from the post office? How many? 2. The head teacher came up with the idea, asked the staff if they would like it, and quite a few said yes. And then I heard about it and started saying, oh, I think I know that somebody would like to do that. So, of course, I got the job. The dry cleaning is picked up on a Monday and dropped off on a Monday and picked up and dropped off on a Thursday. So that's, you know, we know when that's happening. Ironing is picked up and dropped off on a Tuesday and Thursday, so we know that's happening. We don't. We plan in advance to go to the post office for the car tax, and then there might be a day when, you know, perhaps a few members of staff have asked, can you just, and, you know, we try and accommodate as best we can. 2 passport forms, please. Don't think I've let anybody down yet. Everybody's been okay. Well, the first time I used this post office to come get the car tax, he thought I owned 8 cars. Okay, so these are all for you.
Jill assures us that taking on the extra responsibilities hasn't imposed on her work-life balance. If take-up from the staff increases any further, the work-life balance coordinator would become a full-time job with cost implications. However, you can't deny the fact that a 10-minute trip to the dry cleaners to ease 26 teachers' loads is far more effective than those 26 teachers using 260 minutes to complete the same task.
Before this service came into place, I actually took my jackets to the dry cleaners 4 or 5 at a time, and I actually left them there for about a week and a half. I couldn't actually pick them up because of lack of time. And in terms of taking the dry cleaning, picking it up, it's just a real time saver. I think the shopping idea is a good one, although I'm not sure whether I would want to admit to everybody that I'd like somebody else to do my shopping.
I take particular advantage of the ironing service here at school because for me I have to have a shirt every day for work. I have to have shirts for socialising at the weekends.
Right, that's £22, please.
22, excellent. At least I've got some clothes to wear again now. Yeah, it's improved my work-life balance, quite simply because it's improved on my personal life, really, because, you know, as I say, you can be in school a long time, and when you're in there, it's quality time because you're not actually sat there thinking, oh, I've got to do this ironing, or at the weekend I've got to wash or valet my car and stuff, because you can actually have it all done here for you.
Jill's dedication and good organisation ensures the success of the service. Changing the role of a current member of the support staff has meant that the cost implications for the school's budget are small. To keep costs low for the staff, Jill did her research and shopped around for the best deals.
We're all paying that ourselves. I mean, it's, you know, it's the kind of thing that we would have done at home anyway. Obviously, from the school's point of view, I'm paying for the member of staff that coordinates it out of school budget. But other than that, you know, we can't take the expense away, I'm sad to say.
Ideas there to help you ease the load. Remember, if you are feeling the strain and you need advice, the Teacher Support Line is free 24 hours a day. Call them on 08000 562 561. So until next time, bye for now.